Today's Table Talk session is a health talk. Come keto with me. Hey, and welcome back for another Table Talk session. Now, today I'm going to do some more information on the lifestyle change that I've done over the past year, and that is the ketogenic diet. Now, I started my lifestyle change July of 2018, and although I've been doing keto the majority of the way, initially I went to a holistic doctor who had me on a specific eating regimen, and I can share that low carb diet plan. It worked. The reason why I did keto long term is because my husband and I were doing this together, and I wanted to make sure that we were both successful in this lifestyle change. And when I compared the list that my holistic doctor gave me with the foods that my husband could eat with the ketogenic diet, I just went full keto, and the things that were on my holistic doctor's list of things that I could eat, I still make sure to get those foods in as well. So I can definitely, if you want to see both plans, I can share both. This series that I'm working on with the Health Talk is mainly focusing on the ketogenic diet because this is what I've been on for over a year, and it's really worked for myself and my husband. I am not a doctor, I'm not a physician, so what I'm sharing today is from experience. Now, I know that some people have tried keto and they can't stick to it long term. I have thought about the different diets that are out there. Some people do protein shakes and some people do different things. You have to find what works for you. And this has worked for us, so I'm going to share it to hopefully help someone else. With PCOS, which I've discussed before, this is something that has helped me to lessen many of my symptoms and what comes with having the condition. So if you have PCOS, I definitely would say keto is a great diet lifestyle change to utilize. And a sister actually shared it with our church who has the condition that I have. And because I had her testimony and she telling me how much she improved with doing it, it encouraged me also to really, try it and do it 100%. So today's table talk session is going to go over two things. I'm going to give the backstory on where I was before I started, so you'll see a picture of my before and my current, and then I'll also go over what keto entails, basically, so you know what you're getting into. In the following videos, I'll go over the do's, meaning what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat on keto, and so forth and so on. I've already developed a 30-day meal plan that I get asked all the time. People say, "You've lost so much weight." I've lost 80 pounds. I've lost inches. I went from a size 22 down to a size 8. So I was pretty, I was pretty I was pretty thick, I would say, and I was the heaviest that I had been in my whole life. So when people see me now, they're like, "Wow, you've lost a lot of weight." And I had one lady, she sent a message to my mom and was like, "Please ask her to help me. Like, I've never seen anybody that's done it and stuck to it." But she was like, "I can see your daughter and I see the results." So I really want to help someone. That's what Table Talk Sessions is all about. It's about encouraging, uplifting, and that's what I want to do as a sister to a sister. If you're a brother and you're looking for a lifestyle change, hey, stay tuned. Keto can help you just as it helped my husband also. But let's jump right into it. So the backstory is that doctors desired for me to lose weight to combat precursors of being a diabetic, not having cardiovascular diseases, and helping to regulate my hormone imbalances, which I shared in the other videos on PCOS health talks. I was put on metformin to help with insulin resistance. Again, PCOS comes with different side effects, and one of those markers that lets you know sometimes that you have PCOS is having that insulin resistance. And so my doctors wanted to regulate my blood sugar, and that they used metformin, although I'm not or was not a diabetic. Most times when people hear metformin, they say, "Oh, you're diabetic." No, it has also been given to women who have PCOS because they know that it helps with regulating insulin resistance. So, in order to begin this process, I first had to get my doctors to be on board, I would say more or less on what I needed. So I went to a total of 3 doctors. I went to a regular doctor, a women's doctor, and a holistic doctor, and all 3 did blood work. They didn't know each other, didn't talk to each other, all came back with the same results. So when blood work was done, they used that as a baseline to, of course, tell me what needed to be done, and weight loss was one of them. So blood work was taken after, so in July, I did my initial blood work within those 3 doctors, and I'd been talking to these 3 doctors. In July, blood work was done as a baseline, and then 6 months later, I had a follow up after having been on the keto diet for 6 months. And so, what my doctor saw was that my insulin levels were optimal. They were where they were supposed to be. And she could tell through the blood work that my blood was doing what it was supposed to be doing, and it would do it on its own. And it was because of the diet, the foods that I was eating, it wasn't going to spike on its own tangent, I would say. It was going to regulate as it should. So she told me that I could be taken off of metformin as long as I continue to eat the right way. Not eating those sugary foods that would spike my insulin, make my blood and my heart and things work harder than it should, but to keep it basically balanced. So as I maintained eating through diet, I am combating prediabetes and becoming a diabetic. I am combating hormone imbalances, and I have regulated my body naturally through food. And this is through a lifestyle change. So I don't necessarily say I'm on a diet. I say I'm on a lifestyle change because it's healing my body. So, first off, your mind must be ready to sacrifice for the results that you want. I mean, I can say you should do this, this, and this all day, but if you don't want it, it will, when you see bread, when you see ice cream, when you see cakes, and whatever is that trigger for you, you're going to give in. Your mind has to be right. I lost 80 pounds within 10 months. So not even the full year. By the 12th month, meaning this July, I'd already lost 80 pounds. I've just been at a level of maintenance, and I've still been losing inches. I'm not really desiring to lose any more pounds. I'm just trying to maintain where I am because I feel great. So I'm going to show you what I looked like in July of 2018, and then you'll see what I looked like around July of 2019. So continuing, so about the ketogenic diet. So the ketogenic diet is also known as keto. It's a high fat, moderate protein, low carb diet or lifestyle. So the diet forces the body to burn fats rather than sugars, which is what happens when you're eating on the standard American diet. Your body is using sugars and it's burning on fake energy, basically, is the best way that I can explain it. On the keto diet or the ketogenic diet, fat burns fat. So we're eating high fats because our body is going to burn the fat instead of using fake energy. So if we eat high carbs, if you're eating breads, pastas, things that are floured, those end up breaking down into a form of sugar. And when you eat these things, those carbs, it often spikes our insulin levels and it overworks the body and it breaks down into that sugar that produces the fake energy. But on the keto diet, because we consume high fat, the body goes through a change within a couple of days and it's no longer working on those fake energy substances or the sugars. It is switching itself over into what we call ketosis. So doctors realized that our liver produced what they call or refer to as ketones. And those ketones is where they get that word keto. It helps to produce a fuel and it burns fat. So weight loss comes through the fat burning. And once you've eliminated those extra sugars, I mean, you just can't go wrong with eliminating the sugars. You just can't. On the ketogenic diet or the keto diet, your body literally becomes a fat burning machine. So if you do this lifestyle change correctly, you won't be hungry as much. Your body will go through again that state that we call ketosis, and this is where you want your body to be. This is where you should desire it to be, is in ketosis. That's the optimal level for fat burning. And you're not going to be eating as many carbs. You're going to be satisfied because of the fats and the protein that you've consumed, that you won't really want to eat a lot because you're getting satisfied through the fat, and the weight just falls off. Literally, like, you could go to sleep, wake up, and you've lost 3 pounds and you've not exercised. Now, that's not to say that you don't need to exercise. You should always want and need to exercise your heart, but I did this without exercising, lost 80 pounds just from eating correctly. After you've adjusted to the keto diet, the only thing that I recommend is to start doing intermittent fasting. That's like a new fad, new trend, um, as you would hear people say that, but the Bible always comes back up. Like, fasting is essential. And when you are doing the ketogenic diet, you'll realize that you become more and more satisfied. You don't eat as much. You don't want to eat as much because you're so satisfied. And you start to do something called intermittent fasting. So during intermittent fasting, you pick the window of time that you desire to eat, but you can Google, and I can also do a video on that to learn more about it. But basically, so for example, I stop eating at 8 at night, and I won't eat again till about 10, 11, 12 o'clock the next day. So I would basically have time to eat 2 meals. I could eat between the window of 12 and 12 and 8, 12 and 7. You eat between that window, and then you don't eat anything else anymore after that. Some people, when they're doing that fast, they'll drink like a broth, or it's just like a fast that you would do if you were doing it at church. You are not trying to eat anything that would spike your insulin, make your body work. You're giving your organs in your body time to heal and just not overwork. That whole principle on needing to eat 3 meals a day is not quite accurate. If you want more information, again, just Google intermittent fasting and see how much it can benefit your body health wise. So the takeaway, two things: I gave you the background on where I was before we got started. I will say that I weighed, I don't think I shared this, but I was weighing at 243 pounds before I got started with keto. And currently I'm at 160. I will go between 163 and 165. I stay between those numbers, and I'm just at maintenance. I'm satisfied with myself. I'm satisfied with the way that I've been eating. I know that I'm doing the right things for my body. I feel better. My symptoms for PCOS have definitely lessened, so it's working for me. And again, whatever you decide to do for your eating, your lifestyle, your health change, let it be whatever that you're able to do. I cook, I meal planned. I don't necessarily meal prep. I meal plan because I may cook every other day, and that's what works for me. You have to find out what works for you. If you would like more information on the ketogenic diet, one website that was really, really great, the sister who did the initial presentation, Sister Leslie, shout out to you for being a great inspiration to our family. She shared with us this website called dietdoctor.com. It is phenomenal. It has recipes on that website. It gives information, things that I've gone over so far today, but it's definitely something that you'd like to check out. That's basically today's table talk session. If you would like to hear more on the ketogenic diet, please stay tuned. I will be going over the things that you should eat, the things you should not eat on the ketogenic diet. I also, again, have that 30-day meal plan that, if you are interested, you can send me an inbox or hit me up below. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.